on CA final IDT MCQ solutions. And I'm sure you guys have performed extremely well and geared up for the next paper too. So without wasting much of your time, I'll directly discuss the MCQs and I'll tell you solutions for that. Wherever there is too much of solving involved, I'll directly tell you the answer, but rest all places, I'll give you the answer, my dear friends. So without any delay, let me start sharing the screen and start discussion with you, my dear friends. And prima facie, if you ask my opinion on what kind of paper it is, it's a moderate paper. Some have been descriptive part questions and some have been straight solving questions which have come into the examination. So one way I would call this paper as a moderate, but slightly lengthy for descriptive part as such. But MCQs were quite comfortable, except for 1-2 MCQs. Majority MCQs have been quite comfortable, which I got a positive feedback from the students that majority are those which have been discussed during our lectures and they have performed extremely well. And I'm happy for it. So come on, let me discuss the MCQ directly with you, my dear friends. So I got this paper from one of the student. So student have already marked the answers there, but I'll tell you what is the correct answer. So student might have marked correct, but still let me tell you the answer. So first thing moving forward, integrated case study. Case scenario 1. Farsight is a proprietorship firm registered under GST in Chandigarh and deals in supply of variety of goods, including electronic goods and repair and maintenance service. They have given the information for the month of December. Supply of goods to unregistered persons in Chandigarh, 10 lakh rupees, and out of that goods worth 1 lakh were not liable to GST. However, they have inadvertently charged GST on the goods and collected the same from customer. But once you collect the GST from the customer, you are supposed to pay to the government, even though they were not liable to GST. Even though they are not liable to GST, once you collect from the customer, you have to pay GST to the government. That means on tax, 18%, entire amount you have to pay to the government. Then, supply of goods to registered supplier located in Punjab, on this also GST will apply. Then, repairs and maintenance service provided to unregistered person located in Haryana, B2C, whether it is B2B or B2C, it doesn't make a difference. GST would still come into picture. So all these three transactions are purely taxable and they are outward supplies. Then, purchase of TV sets from registered supplier. During unloading of TV sets, 5 LED TVs and 2 QLED TVs valued at 2 lakhs got completely damaged. Once they are completely damaged, credit is not allowed. And moreover, in the question they are given, supplier refused to replace the same. To the extent of the goods which are lost, stolen, or destroyed, or disposed of, or written off by way of gift or free samples, the credit is blocked under section 17 subsection 5. Then, so on 20 lakhs or 18 lakhs only, input tax credit is available. There is no doubt about it. Then, purchase of washing machine from unregistered supplier. Once it is unregistered, there is no question of they charging GST. So there is no question of input tax credit. And transportation charges paid to Logistic unregistered GTA. On this, you are required to pay under RCM. At what rate? Generally, we are required to pay tax at the rate of 5% under RCM. Then, FS received security service from LML Limited, Chandigarh. Sir, security service RCM provision will come only when supplier is any person other than body corporate. Recipient is a body corporate. In this question, recipient is a body corporate, but supplier is also. Wait a second. Security service, right? Friends, let me tell you, in case of security service, RCM provision will come when supplier is any person other than body corporate and recipient is a registered person. In the question, recipient is a registered person, but supplier is a body corporate. So obviously what will happen is RCM provision will not apply. And since they are unregistered supplier, there is no question of GST at all on this transaction. Then, moving forward, rent of shop paid to Municipal Corporation of Chandigarh, 50,000 rupees. On this, my dear friends, RCM provisions will come into picture. Next, legal fees of 10,000 paid to Prakash, a senior advocate of Punjab and Haryana High Court for providing legal service. This is also covered in RCM. Clear? Good. Next. FS issued vouchers worth 2 lakh rupees to its customer, which were eligible to be redeemed against identified goods. And we know that when supply is identifiable, time of supply will be date of issue of voucher. Also, certain customers were issued vouchers worth 5 lakhs and the same can be redeemed against supply of goods till March 2025. That means what? Supply is not identifiable. And when supply is identifiable, time of supply will be date of issue of voucher. And if supply is not identifiable, time of supply will be date of redemption of voucher. So for this 2 lakhs, the time of supply will be in December. But for this 5 lakh, at the time when redemption comes, that time of supply will come into picture. Then, they procured old and used goods worth 5 lakhs on which GST is payable on reverse charge basis. Very good. RCM. Goods were received on 25th December and supplier issued invoice on 24th December and the payment was debited in the bank on 31st December, but the transaction is recorded on 1st of January 2025. Sir, in case of goods, time of supply under RCM is covered by 12.3, which clearly says time of supply will be what? Date of receipt of goods, date of payment, or 31st day from date of invoice. Date of receipt of goods, date of payment, or 31st day from date of invoice, whichever is earlier. Next. They have received long-term lease of industrial plot from Chandigarh Housing Board in auction against payment of upfront amount as lease premium amounting to 20 lakhs for a period of 50 years. And the company paid prime location charges of 5 lakh rupees in addition to the premium. This is straight away exempt, my dear friends. Long-term lease of land for 30 years or more, that service is exempt. Then, FS Limited belatedly filed 3B for the month of November by 9 days. And net tax liability for November was 3,80,000. And once it is 3,80,000, 3,18,000 into 3,80,000 into 18% interest rate into 9 divided by 365. It is coming to 1686.57. When it is 1686.57, we will take it as 1687. And you all know that interest is always required to be paid using electronic what ledger, my dear friends? Interest is always required to be paid using electronic cash ledger. We will never pay interest using electronic credit ledger. We always pay the interest using electronic what, my dear friends? Cash ledger. That's it. And GST rate everywhere they gave 18%, and for transportation charge it is RCM, it is 5%. No opening ITC, all the amounts are exclusive of GST. First bit what they asked is, what is the time limit for issue of show cause notice for GST in a date when it is charged and collected? So this concept is given by section 76. In section 76, tax collected but not paid, there is no concept of time limit for issue of notice. There is only time limit for passing order. So answer is option C for this question. Next, second question. What is the interest liability? Already we discussed 1687, but we have to pay using electronic cash ledger only. So answer for second bit is option D. And for third bit, my dear friends, there is a dispute between them, and the time of supply for all vouchers is redemption, false. Amount received for industrial plot is exempt. This is true. Time of supply for 2 lakhs is December, and for 5 lakhs is redemption. This is also true. And this they gave premium is exempt, location charges are taxable. This is false. So what is true is 2 and 3 is true. 2 and 3 is true means answer is option A, my dear friends. Next, what is the value of inward supply under GST is payable by far sides under reverse charge? If you have to look at reverse charge, already I discussed the answer with you, my dear friends. Reverse charge, first it is 50,000, it is RCM. 10,000 it is RCM, total is 60,000 RCM. Apart from 60,000, you also have 5 lakh rupees, which is also RCM. So 5 lakh plus 60 is 560. Anything else? Let me check. 560, 50,000 RCM, 10,000 RCM, 50, 60,000. 60 plus 5 lakh, 560 plus 1 lakh GTA also RCM only. That means total is 6 lakh 60,000. Where it is 6 lakh 60,000, answer is option A, my dear friends. Then fifth question, what is the ITC availed? I've done all the working for this, and answer is coming to option D, my dear friends, 4,29,800 based on explanation what I've given to you very clearly. And sixth question, my dear friends, I somehow got a different answer other than these 4 options. So let me work out in detail. If answer is matching somewhere, I'll give it to you separately in a separate video. But my answer is not matching with these 4 options. Yeah. Next, integrated case scenario 2. LLD and Co, a partnership firm, is engaged in manufacture of electrical equipments, and they became liable for registration on 14th April. They applied on 16th May. That means they applied after 30 days. And certificate has come on 20th May. So this 20th May will become effective date of registration. And the firm has opted for composition levy under section 10 at the time of registration. And the turnover for the quarter ending that June was 82 lakhs. Taxable is 80 lakh, exempt is 2 lakhs. So what? Since you are a manufacturer, you are required to pay GST at the rate of 0.5% plus 0.5% on total turnover. If you are a trader, you will pay only on taxable turnover. But if you are a manufacturer, you will pay 0.5 plus 0.5 on total turnover. It crossed 150 lakhs on 9th of July, and they opted for withdrawal for composition scheme. Very good. Once you withdraw from composition scheme, you have to go for normal scheme, because once you have 150 lakhs, you cannot stay in composition scheme anymore. Then they provide a supply of equipment to GGY, an unrelated company. On 20th July, market value is 21 lakhs, wholesale price is 22 lakhs, MRP is 23 lakhs, transaction is made at 18 lakhs. So what is relevant for us is only 18 lakhs. If it's a related person, the story is different. Unrelated person will only take the transaction value. During the month, they received one taxable service covered under reverse charge from a registered supplier Sachin Kumar. So that means supplier is Sachin and recipient is LLD and Co. Now you see, they failed to issue any document related to the transaction. They failed to issue any document to Sachin Kumar related to this transaction. Okay. Other details, supply of service they have given, invoice raised by Sachin Kumar is given, payment recorded in the books of LLD, this is important, debited in the books, this is important. But when payment recorded in Sachin, this is not important. So for time of supply, what will you do? Date of payment will be whichever is earlier. 7th August will become date of payment. And we'll apply 13.3 section, which we clearly say date of payment or 61st day from date of invoice, whichever is earlier. Next. They are not updated the QRMP. What is the tax paid by LLD and Co. for the quarter ending June? What is the turnover for June? It is 82 lakhs. 82 lakhs, 0.5%, 0.5%. It is 41,000 each under CGST and SGST. Then time of supply, I already told you, it is 7th August or 61st day from 9th July, whichever is earlier. Obviously, what we'll get is 7th of August only as the answer. Getting my point, everyone? Next. 9th question. Which of the following document is mandated to issue by LLD and Co. in relation to transaction with Sachin Kumar? Since they are not given invoice, we'll issue one document called payment voucher. Next. Effective date. It's a RCM transaction only, no? Since it's RCM transaction, they'll give a payment voucher, correct? What is the effective date for registration? 20th May. Already I told this point to you. And they have furnished statement, my dear friends. Which form they'll file? We know that GST IT is 01 they'll file, and that too they'll file within 30 days. I'm sure you know this concept, my dear friends. We covered this a lot during our lectures, and accordingly, the answer is coming to 8th of August 2024. Next. What is the value of supply? Of course, 18 lakhs, my dear friends. I already discussed that point with you. Transaction value is only 11 for us then. Heart and Soul Private imported a consignment of goods from France through sea. Value of consignment is 800 lakhs. Total duty payable is 180 lakhs. Company filed bill of entry for home consumption. It is not warehousing, it is home consumption. But the goods got deteriorated. So it is not damaged, it is deteriorated. Section 22 deals with abatement of duty on goods damaged or deteriorated. After unloading, this point is important, key point, after unloading and after examination, but before clearance for home consumption. In section 22, abatement of duty on damaged goods, first point talks about deterioration before unloading or at the time of unloading. But if it's a deterioration after unloading, there is no concept of abatement. So customs duty payable will be entire 180 lakhs. You can go through section 22 once again. This point I specifically emphasized during our lectures. Then 14th question. Countervailing duty under section 9 of Customs Tariff Act shall not be levied unless it is determined that subsidy relates to use of domestic goods over imported goods and export article. Very much true. Subsidy relates to export performance. This is also very much true. Subsidy is conferred on all the persons. If it is all, this is false. If you look at section 9, the word used is any of the specific persons, not all. And what is that they asked? Choose the correct option. What is the correct? 1 and 2 is correct. So answer is option B, my dear friends. So for 14th question, if you observe carefully, the answer is 1 and 2, my dear friends. Next. Rise and Progress Medicare Clinic is a multi-specialty hospital. It has provided air ambulance service provided to critically ill patient from distinct location to the hospital, and the fee charge is 80,000. This is exempt. No doubt about it. Air ambulance service is also exempt. Service by providing general ward room charges is 7,500 per day. If it is 7,500 per day, it is taxable, where the room tariff is more than 5,000 per day. Exemption is only and only for ICU, ICCU, NICU. That case it is exempt, but other cases where the room tariff is more than 5,000 per day, it becomes taxable. And the total fee is 172,500. What is that they asked? Total value of taxable outward supply. So answer is 1,72,500. That's it, my dear friends. That's the story of this multiple choice question. And I personally felt that this multiple choice questions were quite comfortable and something which we can definitely do. More or less, there is a possibility that 1-2 mistakes might have been committed by the student, but still it's a very scoring paper. Even descriptive part was slightly lengthy, but it was quite comfortable. Majority questions were those which we have covered during our lectures and during our classes. And I was very happy and delighted that majority students have performed very well in the examination. Thank you so much. Wish you all success. Wish you all the very best. Do come out with flying colors. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Take care. Shiva Teja signing off. And any doubts, anytime, we're always there for your support. And if you get any doubts, even in IBS paper, you can feel free to post in our forum queries. We'll be more than happy to reply. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Shiva Teja signing off.